A retired NYPD sergeant appeared in a Brooklyn courtroom today, accused of acting as an agent of the Chinese government. In a groundbreaking case brought by federal prosecutors, Michael McMahon and two Chinese nationals have been accused of harassing and intimidating Chinese dissidents living in the U.S. Census data says more than 5 million people of Chinese descent live in the United States, and over 600,000 in the New York City area. The 5 boroughs boast more than a half dozen Chinatowns. So intelligence experts aren't surprised the PRC would launch an operation here. But in an Eyewitness News exclusive, the wife of the sergeant charged is telling a different story to our Kristen Thorne.
Every single day I wake up and I tell him, you did absolutely nothing wrong. You committed no crime. Bottom line. And everybody needs to know that. And they will, starting today.
Martha Burns spoke exclusively with Eyewitness News on the day she and her husband, Michael McMahon, have been waiting for. They believe it's a chance to prove that the former NYPD sergeant and father of 3 did not know he was working for the Chinese government when he was hired as a private investigator in 2016. Federal prosecutors allege he did know.
Yeah, this guy would betray his country for a few $1,000s to work for the Chinese government? I mean, nothing about it makes any sense. But we're still here. 2.5 years of this.
Burns says her husband had a decorated career in the NYPD until February of 2001, when he was involved in a high-speed car chase, crashed into a pole, and suffered serious injuries. He then went into work as a private investigator. In 2016, he was hired to track down a Chinese national in New Jersey, wanted for embezzling money from a construction company in China. McMahon's lawyer says McMahon did what any PI would do. He tracked down addresses and did surveillance, but never knew it was on behalf of the Chinese government. Kevin Tong says that's also true of his client, Flushing resident Jason Zhu, who's also being charged in the alleged scheme.
I'm here not defending the People's Republic of China. I'm here to defend my client, who is totally innocent, because they do not know.
Prosecutors say Zhu, McMahon, and Zhang Kongying of Brooklyn threatened and harassed several Chinese nationals in order to get them to return to China. Burns says her husband had nothing to do with any of this.
This is a guy who ran into burning buildings. He took on gunfire. He has sacrificed his health, his well-being, his everything for this city.
In March, federal law enforcement agencies sent out an alert to private investigators and others, warning them that repressive regimes around the world may try to use U.S. citizens with access to people's personal data, like private investigators, to do their work here in the United States. McMahon is being charged with acting as an agent of a foreign government. Today is day 1 of the trial. It's expected to last 2 to 3 weeks. If McMahon is found guilty of these charges, he faces up to 10 years in prison. In downtown Brooklyn, I'm Kristen Thorne, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.